Chuck and Tyler, these two here, they did a show, went up last night on the Sports Source Digital Network, a show called Action, brought to you by Advent Electric. Free plug for them, tell them. They talked about 4 trends with the passing game that have all gone in the wrong direction in the last 4 years.
Yeah.
And basically, it was whether it's throwing for 215 yards a game, whether it's completing 62% of your passes, interceptions in a game. What was the other one? There was a 4th one. Anyway, go watch it on the Sports Source Digital Network. What it is in 2021 and 2022, the number was here. The last 2 years, the number was here.
Right.
Every time, all 4. And it went from like 80% of the time you do it the first 2 years, you do it 50% of the time the last.
Correct.
I mean, go check it out. It's remarkable how similar the numbers are.
Alarming.
Yeah, alarming. We've got another one of those that I want to throw out to you right here. So it's very much like what we did on Action. Chuck, I'll start with you. UT needs to reverse those trends. They also need to reverse this one, I think. In 2021, against SEC defenses, all right, so we're taking out
Chattanooga?
Taking out Chattanooga and Tennessee State and
Chucky Doug,
all the crappy teams, yes. UT averaged 34.8 points per game against SEC foes in Josh Heupel's first year. 34 points a game, almost 35. They averaged 43.4 points per game against SEC competition in 2022. 43 points per game in the SEC against SEC defenses. In 2023 with Joe Milton, it dropped from 43.4 to 24.4.
Yes.
And last year with Nico Iamaleava, it slightly ticked back up to 25 points a game. So, over those 4 years, 35, 43, 24, 25. So if you just split those numbers kind of in half, my question, Chuck, with UT's offense, will it score over or under 32 points a game against SEC defenses this year?
Yeah, and when we talk, I think
No,
the
I'm
other,
asking you the question, will they over or under?
And the other one may have been explosive plays, right? The drop off.
Yeah, something like
I
that,
think
yeah.
it was. You know, and we talked about it, Tyler. I think we both look at it. That's a good number.
It's good.
But if you're talking about over the season,
The 8 SEC contests.
and the struggles Tennessee has on the road, that you would have to say no. I mean, that's what I was. Yeah, under. I would take the under.
You say under as well.
Under.
Under 32, under 32. I listened to your last segment, so.
No, well, you have to get back to that to win. Last year, your defense had to be elite. It'll be very good this year, I believe, but not elite. So I think that 32 is probably going to be slightly high, but I think it'll be 30 somewhere in that neighborhood. Otherwise, this year's going to be a train wreck. And I'm predicting them to have a 9-3 season. So I think they get back to having a dynamic offense.
Okay.
And I don't think that we're going to see as much like explosive plays. I don't think we're going to see all these shots down the field. I think where they'll get better is where they were kind of bad last year, and it's those intermediate passes, or maybe even in the middle of the field, which they never attack the middle of the field. So maybe your receivers are a little bit better, or they get better connection with the quarterbacks. But if they can't get something in the intermediate passing going, under for sure. And then if that running back room doesn't produce how they did last year, it could be ugly.
And one of the big things to me, Justin Hamilton, we showed it right here, the switch and release. That, in 2022, you torched Alabama with that kind of formation. At Kentucky, back-to-back possessions, long touchdown plays. The switch and release is really not a factor anymore, right? That's kind of been taken out of the equation.
I don't think you have the playmakers at receiver, and I don't think you have the accuracy at quarterback.
But I'm just saying it all plays into how that trend goes down. That you can't go to like one of your bread and butter plays.
That's a remarkable number that they had 35 and then 43 points per game against SEC defenses over the course of a season.
Yeah.
That's stunning. And then to have that cut in half or drop 20 points that per game.
To answer your question a little bit more in detail, I think it's a great number. Because in my projections that I have this year looking at Tennessee, whatever their estimated spread will be in their games, I think Tennessee needs to score somewhere in the neighborhood of 28 to 31 points. Your marker's just above where it is. So I think they score under, but it's right next to the bullseye where I have Tennessee needing to be game in, game out.
It does show you as well. You got to get tempo. Like I don't understand why you're trying to. What do you? I don't. What's the? Last year made sense. Any other time, you're just being not as good as you could be.
And I think that's why they're focusing so much on just like understanding of the game, because they didn't have so much tempo last year because you're constantly looking to the sideline waiting for the call, and then like there was just so much lag, and then it's not because there weren't open passes down the field. Nico just could not connect with those guys.